Well, this is what we're calling the world's first completely integrated rhythm controller. And what that means is a lot of other kind of rhythm production workstations lived in their own little ecosystem outside where you did all of your production, and then you had to bounce out stems and then re-import those stems into your DAW for final mixdown. We basically decided to skip the middleman and wanted to create a solution that lives inside of your DAW. Right here, this is in Ableton Live, and I'll just show you some of the flexibility. This thing has so many workflows, whether you're a hardware guy, whether you're a software guy, whether you're a Pro Tools guy, whether you're an Ableton guy, it'll work with everything, and it's flexible enough to be tailored to your workflow. This right here is Arsenal, which can be instantiated as many times in your DAW per track that your computer can handle. And it's AAX, AU, VST, and it loads VSTs. So not only will, so it'll work with everything, and won't only work with our plugins, it'll work with everybody else's. This is also kind of the hardware representative, the software representative of the hardware within the DAW. So right here you have your control bank right here, where you have 48 assignable widgets for any plugin that you put in here, you can assign to here, so you have control. But not only does it control here, you can assign these to Arsenal, and you can assign these to Mackie Controller Huey. You can assign these to Mackie Controller Huey or Arsenal. If you want to get really fun, you can even do like min-max values going out the MIDI 10 port to your hardware drum module. So you have all of that control living in the DAW. When you get everything synced together via MIDI, you can have the 16-step sequencer going, triggering one-shots. You play in your clips in Ableton, because Ableton, the DAW control section in Live, actually scrolls through clip points and launch points. And to have this massive kind of just controller for all of your rhythm production. Beyond just working with Arsenal, you can take the pads out of Arsenal mode. They'll still work with Arsenal, but then you can do customization of each one of the pads to work with any hardware synth or something outside of Arsenal if you don't want to use Arsenal inside of your DAW. So it's super flexible. We're not trying to dictate to our user what workflow to use. We want to change to your workflow. Like a lot of guys, they use Pro Tools for production, but they use Ableton Live for performance. This will work and completely integrate for both. And it has a 16-step sequencer. So, let me load, which, if you've ever, super easy to just quickly lay down. I'm just going to do a quick 4 on the floor beat. Oh, that was the snare. So, that was like 3 minutes of me pulling stuff out,
That was great. Super
quick, super easy, work with your DAW. Really quick also, air drums, I kind of missed that. Air drums, you can load any kind of step, it loads Rex files, one-shots. You can slice up the Rex files, put those, assign them to pads, or play a loop. So like if you have a 2-bar loop going and a 4-bar sequence going, if you just trigger on the downbeat of bars 1 and 3, you can have a loop going with all your one-shots. Super flexible, super easy.